Live from Austin, Texas, this is Diversity Cafe, hosted by me, Angela Hood, CEO and founder of This Way Global. Our podcast features HR tech and recruiting experts that know our industry inside and out. They are the best of the best. Join us and enjoy a cup of your favorite brew and get the insight you need to meet recruiting and diversity challenges head on. Let's get started. Hi, everyone. I'm Angela Hood. I'm the founder and CEO of This Way Global. And I have today our dear friends from Circa. Patrick, I would love for you to introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Patrick Sheahan, President and CEO of Circa in lovely Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Well, it is lovely in the summer, though. So as most everyone knows, I'm in Texas, and we have been on fire, and not in the fun way. It's like been 105, 107, heat index of 120, and I dream of coming to visit your office. So if you see me in August, you'll know why.
We'll be glad to have you and any others that would love to come see us. We're proud of our space, even in this virtual hybrid world that we're working in.
Yeah, so I was very fortunate to be invited to your annual sales meeting. Not everyone gets to come to that, but beautiful hotel, beautiful setting, gorgeous office, right smack downtown. And I do think it's a city that people overlook a lot of times.
Indeed. Yeah, the national sales meeting is something that we've been doing for the past 2 years, where we bring all of our sales, account management, marketing, product management folks in for about 3 days of skill building, some motivational seminars, and then some brass tacks, learning about how we can grow and sell more and serve our customers better.
And I know that one of the things we were fortunate to be able to discuss is a partnership that This Way has made with IBM, is on their ACE product. And so this is a whole host of integrations, and this is like the number one issue in HR tech. And we were able to announce at the annual sales meeting that Circa is one of our first go-to-market partners for our universal integration platform. And I would love just to hear your thoughts on like, how is that going to help your customer?
Absolutely. Well, it's clearly on the heels of the relationship that Circa has made with This Way Global, which is strategically important to us as we think about serving our customers with both a passive candidate solution as well as an active candidate search solution. But the UIP, or Universal Integration Platform opportunity, in partnership with This Way Global and IBM, really offers some compelling benefit to our customers. Most importantly, it enables a deeper integration with applicant tracking systems that will allow us to access and provide better data in the candidate flow of sourcing a candidate, tracking that through the application process, and ultimately, hopefully, hiring that candidate as well. So we're really excited about it.
I think the innovation part of it is really important from the perspective of there are a lot of different ways that people get integrations. And integration is usually like when you say the word, the person that has to deal with it flinches a little bit because they're like, oh, okay, I've got to get all the paperwork done and I got to wait for it to happen. I got to get resources enabled. And I know that we are so fortunate that we've had like the last year and a half of us working together that we've figured out how to integrate with each other so that now we can integrate for the customer much more efficiently. And to me, that just means they get to talent faster is the short story.
Absolutely. And then essentially we get the combined benefit of the innovation that the IBM team has been working on with their Orchestrate product that ultimately will help automate many of the more menial tasks that an HR professional does. So we're really excited to see Orchestrate in action and ultimately sell a much richer solution to our customers when in hopes of helping them diversify their workforces.
Yes. The way I describe it when I give talks about it is I say, if you have ever seen Iron Man is fortunate to have Jarvis Jarvis does a lot of things for him while Iron Man's flying around. Jarvis is in the background doing the heavy lifting. And while our recruiters may not be able to fly, they certainly are tasked as if they're Iron Man. They're supposed to be like fixing all of the company's problems with talent at one time. And I think it's completely ridiculous what they're tasked with doing.
Yeah.
It's too much. And so just between our two companies, we've got talent acquisition. You have OFCCP compliance. You have, don't forget, you need to have diversity. Got to make sure that you weren't biased. There's all of these different layers that it becomes overwhelming, I'm sure, to our teams that we work with.
Absolutely. Yeah, as you know, Circa's long had a reputation as a leader in the OFCCP compliance space. And we really believe that complements the This Way Global audience. Your expertise is in removing biases and creating an equitable landscape for candidates that can come together. And as we come together as businesses, it ultimately produces great results for our customers. What we like to share is we actually found our director of sales using the This Way Global solution.
Yeah.
So we're customers just as much as we are partners.
Yeah. Well, and we love having him. It's like we actually really benefited from our product in that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so not everyone understands completely who needs to be OFCCP compliant and what is it, why is that a big deal, and why is it a bigger deal now than it's ever been?
Right. OFCCP compliance impacts companies large and small. The Office of Federal Contractors Compliance Programs is essentially a division of the Department of Labor that regulates federal government contractors and federal government subcontractors. So entities that are doing business with the federal government. Generally, the rule of thumb is establishments with 50 or more employees have to comply with OFCCP rules and regs. Ultimately, those businesses have something called an affirmative action plan. And as part of that affirmative action plan, they have to set specific hiring goals and to demonstrate that they aren't discriminating against veterans, the disabled, persons of color, women, et cetera. And our solution ultimately helps with the talent sourcing that is a component of the OFCCP compliance. So our solution not only posts jobs on state mandated employment services delivery sites, but it also demonstrates effective outreach in hopes of helping a company reach their hiring goals.
And in fact, you're helping some of the biggest companies in the world and some of the biggest brands in the world. So I think that makes more sense. But you also work with really smaller organizations that are dealing with the federal government, right?
We do. Interestingly enough, Circa is the market leader. Circa is the market leader in OFCCP compliance. We have nearly 4,000 customers that we help with their job distribution and good faith-based outreach. Our customers are large and small. We tend to not shy away from the largest of customers, and our solution is effective for the small employers that need help with their compliance efforts as well.
So This Way is a woman-owned business. We're certified through WeBank. We're a Weebie, and in part of that, you end up working with a lot of companies that deal with the federal government, deal with state governments. I think a lot of people don't really think about it, but basically, if you're an institution that gets money from the federal government, for instance, a university, you really need to be OFCCP compliant. And I don't think everyone understands that. And the good faith effort part of being able to demonstrate that you really are being intentional is oftentimes where people get hung up.
Absolutely. And I think there are clearly customers that look at this as a compliance effort, that they have to do the minimum requirement to comply with OFCCP rules and requirements. Ultimately, we don't approach the market that way. Our belief is that the pain point is there's an open position, whether you're a college or university, whether you're a financial institution, whether you're a manufacturer or a consulting group, you ultimately want to hire someone. So the idea of this check the box approach to compliance, we feel is in the past. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is help our customers not only comply, but ultimately source candidates, because we too believe that diverse candidates have the power to transform business. And in partnership with This Way Global, we not only have an active candidate solution through our solution, but we have a passive candidate solution that your organization helps us with.
And so excited to be able to actually have you be part of the launch of Watson Orchestrate as one of our beta partners. It's very cool that something that's been in the works for so long is actually going to serve companies that are often some of the most important in the world. I mean, I won't use the big brands, but basically, if you know the brand, they're probably in an OFCCP compliance mode.
Yeah.
And they are definitely trying to make sure that they're increasing diversity, because it has been proven that that is what drives greater ROI. Absolutely. It's no longer an option. It's just an imperative.
Well, I think it's safe to say most HR teams are under-resourced or understaffed and generally have far too many software tools at their fingertips. And clearly that creates inefficiencies. When you talk about integrations with HRIS or ATS platforms, you know that can be cumbersome. It can be a large lift for those involved. And the real beauty of UIP is it solves many of those problems. It allows you to be in charge of the suites you intend to use. And it enables sort of effective use of various products, be it from Circa, be it from This Way Global, or the next HR service provider that we choose to add to the UIP family.
Yeah, and I do think it is becoming a family. It's been born out of a lot of interaction over the last 5 years with different groups to say, what is it ultimately? If you could describe any solution, what does it look like? And they don't ever say specific functionalities. They say, I want to be able to get what I want when I need it, and not to have really expensive delays and have to get my IT team to be deeply involved like that. So it means different things to different companies, but ultimately I think it means that UIP is meeting the demand, and meeting the demand of companies that absolutely are essential to certainly the US, because they drive much of the workforce.
Absolutely.
Well, all right. So we are going to have the next couple of months rolling out to preferred customers that we all have selected. I am very excited to be able to announce here in a few weeks some of those customers who we're working with. What would you say if a customer is listening to this, and whether they already be a Circa customer, or maybe they're thinking about coming to Circa, what should they be doing in order to get in front of your team to say, we would like to be part of this? What do they do? Who do they reach out to?
Absolutely. Clearly, we'd love you to reach out to your account manager. Hopefully, our account managers are reaching out to you proactively regardless. But ultimately, we like hand raisers. We want people that want to be a part of continued innovation and development. Circa's not standing still. And of course, This Way Global's not standing still either. We firmly believe that we need to continue to invest in the product to make it much more meaningful and impactful and useful for our customers. So clearly a lot of change in the future, but we think all for the better.
Yeah, and so just to be very specific, when you reach out to Circa, you will be able to go through a process where you get to explain, what is it that you're trying to achieve? Because we want to make sure that what we're offering is in alignment with what you need as a customer. So that's first. Second is we want companies that are intentional about removing bias, increasing diversity, but it doesn't mean that you have to have this all figured out. I think there's maybe 3% of the companies that really have a stellar program on this point. Most every company is still working their way through it because the market has changed so much in the last 2 years. That they're trying to be responsive to that. And then the last component is, I think, exactly what you said. You need to raise your hand. You need to let us know, because combined we have probably, say 10,000 customers between the two companies, and we don't know necessarily which companies really are trying to solve these problems. We would love to work with them, but we are going to need to know who you are. So I do hope that you'll reach out to Circa, you'll reach out to This Way directly, and know that we always work together. So you're going to be able to get the best of best solutions. Well, Patrick, thank you very much for joining us. I'm super excited about what these next few months hold. It's going to be very exciting, and I hope you will come back and join us again, and let's talk about a little bit more about what we're doing together.
Thanks, Angela. I look forward to it. Great to see you.
All right. Good to see you too, Pat. Bye. Thanks for listening to Diversity Cafe. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to see the growth of fair recruiting, please share it with others. Post it on social media and leave a nice review. To stay caught up on all the latest, follow This Way Global on Facebook, LinkedIn, or at thiswayglobal.com.